The coronavirus forced Italy's March for Life, which was scheduled for tomorrow, to be canceled. However, organizers managed to come up with a backup plan. Connected for Life will go online tomorrow afternoon. It will bring together virtually pro-lifers who have attended the rally in Rome. Abortion became legal in Italy in 1978. Tomorrow would have been the country's 10th pro-life march. It has now been postponed to 2021. Virginia Coda Nunziante, president of Italy's March for Life, joins us now from Rome. Virginia, thanks for being with us.
Oh, thank you, Tracy, for inviting us. I'm always so happy to be in EWTN.
Wonderful. Well, we're glad to have you. Virginia, tell us about Connected for Life. How did you come up with the idea and how many people will participate?
Well, the idea came, in fact, immediately after Easter, because we weren't so sure if the lockdown was still on, but in fact, so we realized after Easter that we would never be able to organize the real march, and so we also checked what other marches around the world were doing, and so we found out that it was a good idea to have connected March for Life, and so we start working for this day of Connecting for Life, and that will take place tomorrow. And in fact, I think that there will be, of course, I'm not so sure how many now, but many tens of thousands of people connecting tomorrow for this hour of virtual March for Life.
Virginia, I know that you worked for Italy's March for Life since it began. How is the pro-life movement doing in that country?
Well, the pro-life movement in our country is very active, and I think it's a very good thing that there are many different associations doing different activities, because in the pro-life world, I think this is in every country, everybody can find its own way of working for life. So that different groups, different people working in associations, helping women. Doctors, but also in the juridical aspect. So there are many associations. But the March for Life is something a little bit different, in fact, because the March for Life started 10 years ago, and it was the very first event in the public square. And this, I think, was something very different from what has happened for 40 years in Italy.
And Virginia, I know that you came here to Washington for our March for Life this year. What did you think about the event, and did it give you any ideas maybe to use to your own event?
Well, of course, every time that I come to Washington, it is very inspiring, I must say. And so also this year, especially this year, having President Trump participating and giving this strong message, it gave us really much enthusiasm to go on in our march. Of course, things are difficult here in Europe especially, but also in Italy, because the culture of death is very deep in the society, and so to fight for life is not easy. But seeing the results that US has done, that the March for Life in Washington has done in more than 40 years, gives us really the hope that it will happen the same also in Italy.
Well, Virginia, thank you so much for your time, for coming on, and also for what you do. We really appreciate it. Virginia Coda Nunziante, president of Italy's March for Life. Thanks again, Virginia.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy, and thank you all the listeners to EWTN.